Okay, welcome back one more time. Getting through a lot of things here with eBusiness Mastery Volume 2. This is Paul Bars signing in. Oh, this is an exciting topic. Building subscribers. Hey, I probably say that about every topic, don't I? This is exciting. This is good stuff. You need to know that. And because I'm talking into a microphone right now and it's starting to get later in the afternoon, it's heating up. You'll probably find I'm a little bit crazy from time to time. But if I can do that and use my voice to perhaps entertain you a little bit more than just sitting down. And today we're talking about building subscribers. Copyright Paul Bars International. That'd be boring! So let's see what we can do. Let's go straight through to the first slide. And what I want you to think about, we've looked at the different types of lists that you can have, but you also need to know how you're going to get people to it. Think that's a good idea? Yeah, I agree. Here are some of the things that you should be thinking about. Free versus paid. What do I mean by that? I mean, do you pay for your subscribers or do you seek to get them free? Truth is, of course, you can build your list much faster if you pay for subscribers through list registration services. If you do that, of course, you need to set a realistic budget. And no matter what you do, whether it's free or fee, you absolutely have to set aside the time. How much time are you willing to put into the most profitable part of your business? Period. Not just your online business, but your offline business as well. How big is your offline database? Where are your current customers? What states do they live in? What countries? What cities? Can you break them down by demographics? Have you any idea? You should give that some serious thought as well, because the list, the money is in the list. You've heard it before and you'll hear it again. There's gold in them, there hills, and the hills are your list. You absolutely, positively, overnight have to start building your list. You've got to think about those items on the screen there now. Go through to the next slide. Here's how you get from 0 to 1,000. Number one, through to 999 and beyond. And really, the first 1,000 are the most difficult. It was only, must be 6 months or so, maybe a little bit more than 6 months ago now, due to a stuff-up on my online database, something which wasn't my fault, wasn't the programmer's fault, was completely out of my control, I lost my subscriber list of 30,000 plus, which had taken me 4 years to build. I know there's some people out there, they go and build their lists in, 20,000 people in 3 months. It doesn't happen for everyone, of course. They're the ones that we hear about because they're the unique few. But what we can do is model their success, which is the information I'll be giving you here, and go from there. Some of the ways that you can kickstart off to get people to, entice people to, bribe people to, compel people to subscribe to your eZine. Give them something for free in exchange for their name and email address. Good idea. You can play with different types of advertisements. Forget about your offline ads to build your online list. Offline ads good for an offline list, but not when it comes to a free online list. You could, however, advertise offline if you wanted to. Special free e-course, go to this page, offer them a substantial between 7, 14, maybe 21 part e-course. That would be worthwhile advertising offline. Once again, you'll have to test, track and measure to see if it's going to be profitable for you. No good getting free subscribers if you can't also convert them to paying customers. You work with other publishers, you do ad swaps, you get them to recommend your newsletter and you recommend theirs, you joint venture between them, all of these different things. And of course, purchasing leads as well through your co-registration services. Do whatever it takes that is legal, moral and ethical to build your first 1,000. From there, it's just smooth cruise sailing. But you need to get at least 1,000 loyal subscribers. Okay, these are the people who actually want to be there and do read your stuff. You'll probably find on average week, if you publish weekly, that only about a third will actually read your stuff, and that's pretty normal, believe it or not. Go through the next slide. Once you've got your list up and running, and I'm going to give you more ideas on how to do that again shortly, but this is what you need to be also looking at and considering. Making money with your list, whether it's 500, 5,000 or 50,000. You can always be on the lookout for affiliate programs where you can join that program, make a referral, and of course then generate a sales commission. Always make sure that whatever you are sending out is loaded in some way, that there is a subtle sales message embedded. Now, occasionally, as you see from the weekly plan, it is okay to send out special promotions. Nothing wrong with that at all, and they are just dedicated sales messages. But in everything, really, there needs to be at least something subtle, and it could be just to bring them back. Make sure they're going to come back next week, because the internet e-subscriber is a very fickle person. They come and they go with a click of a button. So you've got to make sure that you're going to keep them coming back. Give personal endorsements for other people's products in exchange for they publish your endorsement, which generates traffic back to you. By the same token, you can, with those personal endorsements, publish them in your newsletter, and you can make money through that referral as well. You can sell your ad space. You're not going to be able to do this until you have a substantial base, though. You want to make sure you've got a number of subscribers. And on the next slide, you'll see that when it comes to working effectively, track and measure. Using autoresponders, track and measure them. If you've got a promotion going out, track and measure. How many click-throughs? How many sales? If you're running an ad, track the ad. Okay, you'll find this. I use the Easy Auto Pro system, and there are many others that will do the same thing. There are simple scripts that you can get that will enable you to, through your website, to do the same thing as well. That when you make a recommendation to somebody else's website, product, service, whatever, always make sure that the link you give is a link that you can track the number of click-throughs. That's important. It helps you know how responsive your list is. If you publish to 5,000 people, get 5 click-throughs, it means either that the advertisement, the ad, the recommendation, the endorsement, the whatever article that you sent out was absolute rubbish. If you find, on the other hand, however, that you publish to 5,000, you get 900 click-throughs, which would be quite good, and then maybe only 5 sales, then your information was great, but the sales copy sucked on the other end of it. It's all about tracking and measuring online. I mean, you should be doing this in your offline business as well. No matter what area of your business, you've got to test, track, and measure. Look at your Yellow Pages advertising. Do you have a separate phone number for calls that come in through the Yellow Pages so you know they came from the Yellow Pages? Why would you spend $15,000, $20,000 plus on a Yellow Pages ad and not test to see whether it's working for you? These are all part of good standard business philosophy and strategy. On the next slide, you'll see how to maintain quality. I recommend double opt-in for confirmation. Double opt-in, where they subscribe and they get an email back which says, hey, you got to just confirm this subscription. Thank you very much. You'll get less subscribers. That's the truth. But they will be much higher quality, and it's quality that you should be interested in, not numbers. I don't care if you've got 50,000 people on your database, if only 5 of them are reading what you're sending out to them, or they're blocking it, or they watch the bouncing email. Your emails are going out and they're just bouncing straight back. Address not known, couldn't do this, couldn't do that. Keep an eye on these types of things, okay? When my newsletter goes out, the return address is a real email address. I want people to be able to contact me easily, should they wish to, but the bounces come back and then I can just remove them. Keep the list clean. On the next slide, you'll see some ideas of how to get people to actually respond. How do you get them to respond to what you are saying to them? Because, well, you'd have to agree with me here. There are quite a number of emails out there these days, aren't there? I don't know about you, but I get about 400 or so every single day. Of those 400, at least 300 are spam. And my filters will just pick them up and, delete them and so on. That's fine, so I don't have to bother reading them or wading through them. But they still get sent to me. Nothing I can do to stop people sending them to me. I can just, make sure they get deleted by using good filters and so on. Here's how you get your email read. Number one, when it goes out, well, make sure it's set up so that in the from field, when your reader receives it, in the from field, it has your name, not your company name. Your name. You want to personalize everything. And then in the subject line, it's got their name. Okay, do you understand what I mean by having your name in there? When you receive an email, I use Outlook Express, and when an email comes into my box, it says who it's from, and then it has the subject line. Okay, there's an attachment, flags, whatever, they will show up as well, but just who it's from, and the subject line. Now, most people, when their email goes out through an automated system, it will not say who it's from, just the email address it's from. No, you want to personalize it, have it from you. Now, you can't expect your webmaster, if you're paying someone else to do all this kind of stuff, you cannot expect him or her to even be thinking of this, because they are more technically orientated, not focused on the marketing. So you subscribe to your own newsletter, and when that edition goes out, if someone else is doing it for you, you make sure it's coming from you, not from some, email address at yourdomain.com. And when you're talking to people, talk to them. Talk to them like you are just talking to one person. Get them involved. Ask decisions. One of the key secrets to the success that I have through my subscriber rate, yes, it is small. It's only in the thousands. I know that is small, believe it or not. Well, compared to the tens of thousands I had, that's better. But it's small. It's only in the thousands now. But it's far more responsive than the 30,000 plus that I used to have. Why? Well, every week I share with them and tell them what's going on in my life. I personalize it. I get them involved in my life, in my business career. And next Tuesday, when it goes out, I'll be telling them I was talking to you right here now through my microphone. So even though I can't actually see you, I am in my mind imagining that you're sitting, across the desk from me. Just you. Nobody else, just you. Of course, if I was speaking to you like this and you were sitting across the desk, you'd think I was lunatic, but I have to do that to keep your interest. Get them involved. Talk to them and personalize everything.